Hello and welcome. Just checking I am actually recording the right window. Yeah, I just swapped. I was doing a bit of a change recording my desktop. I have done what I said. I've increased the storage on the canaries, and the super canaries now got an awful lot, 247 for the main. There's a few bits like the garlic that are only little tiny bits that were very tiny bits to begin with. And yeah, so this is exactly as was 74,000 for the main, and this is like the biggie. The bionic is in the middle of the two. Obviously we haven't got the bionic on this one, but yeah, just sort of I've literally just come off the back of Rizu Forest, actually going into the backup save just to check for my own sanity, was I right, or was there sort of something missing in the Rizu Forest data? And I've got to be honest, it does like we've sort of had an inkling that the game is cheating on this one. Well, I've got proof that it did, because we like recorded on it, and it is doing like multiplication. So this is yet another thing that sort of makes this, obviously the only thing about any kind of game is it needs to be accurate. Well, there's a lot of like juddering on this that wasn't before. Yeah, there is. I wonder if it's the thickness of the snow. It's the only thing I can think of that's different to where I was earlier. So we're in January, and obviously we're trying to go through and push everything around. So it's making me question everything. Obviously there's the Logi transfer going on around as well. We've seen that the eggs are absolutely, I don't think it's possible for us possibly to have produced 344,409 litres. The thing is, when this type of thing happens, you've got to ask yourself, because not everything's cheating. Certain things that we've got on here are absolutely spot on. Like the liquid lime stayed at 700 litres all along. The oats, we did corn. This is the only bit that's a bit strange to me, the oats. Did we do a field of, or have we had it kicking around for a few years? I have done that lots of times. So there's certain things that I am like wondering about. Obviously the parsnips, these are the things that obviously we really, and these haven't, again, these are where they should be. The spinach, again, 2 harvests worth of that was right. The straw, we've had a shed load of straw. The triple broth and all the rest of it, we really have got that sort of amount of things. And I looked at the green bean almondine and all of those, and actually it's right. It is one of those things, again, that uses, apart from the beans, it does use things like carrots and things, which they are a heavy, and everything with the carrots is sort of online with the cannery, and so that is right. If I looked at the bionic and the super, it really is double and then quadruple the output of the normal production. So it is exactly as it is. It's not too powerful or anything like that. As I've set it, I don't mean it isn't too powerful. That would be for other people to judge. Right, so yeah, with this, these are the real things that are going to take some time to actually like process, and like, I mean, yeah, because that one is, that's got to be wrong. It really has. And then it goes, well, how far wrong is it? Because like we're basing our let's play and the amount here on this fact, but there's not much that's wrong. But the maths is the maths. I mean, the canola's right as well, 28,358. Really wasn't a lot, and then these others really are an awful lot. And one thing I wanted to quickly check, I've tweaked my prices of mine. I'm trying to get mine now, obviously butter's butter, I'm trying to get it the same as Giant's butter. And the thing you've got to look at is here, not here, because it takes a few times for you to be on here for it actually to like go down. So really, if these two are very similar, which they are, then actually my butter isn't much worse than this. Because I remember seeing before with other things when this is wrong, but actually if you look at the two things, they're very, very similar in price for like their value. And yeah, there's not that, there's quite a huge value difference if that was correct, almost 3 times the amount, although the bottom figure's similar. It's definitely better than it was. The carrot broth and carrot soup is 880, so that's actually still. And I'm going to look at the top one. It's a little bit more, about 200 or 300. So I need to tweak it a little bit. But apart from that, that's not too terrible. I'm trying to get my prices right before I start submit them for mod testing. So I'm not sure. Obviously, the other thing is our storage limits in our productions, which we've increased in the calorie. Yeah, this is, though the parsnips are okay. It's the finished product that's the really, these ones are the ones where we need to have some space, or else we need to like shift things again like we did like last session, which that's going to get old soon. But if it needs to be done to make us like get this lot down, then I'm happy to do that. So we're going to go through this. Can we? No, we can't really extrapolate. It's too difficult to do. This is the thing that I've always done on every single Let's Play. We've also spent 77,000 on that just so as we can make this work. So we'll be up to 400,000, and we've got 2.5 million in the kitty that we would have. Well, actually, no more, because it's like half of that again. That's 3.6 million that we would have on hand, which is 3.9 million, not including fields and that right now. So yeah, let's go through a couple of months. No point looking in the sale. Oh, animals. Yeah, let's just check. I'm not sure. I think we did it, but I want to check, because the amount of times I've got this wrong. Yeah, I believe that we need to go till tomorrow morning for the chickens. For the we could. Let's do this another way. Oh, and I do realise as well, I did see an editing, which we will do right now. The self-sufficiency is a little bit special, in so much as I tried to get quite a few of these things that would do one thing from one thing to another and things like that, which is not, I've never seen anybody else do that. But we've got manure from slurry, but we've also got slurry from manure somewhere else in this. We've got digester, here we go, right at the top. So we want to do that for one particular time, because we've got too much manure. If we half that and we go through one evening, we're going to have an equal amount of manure and an equal amount of slurry. And then obviously we can do the solid fertilizer. We also need to tell the solid fertilizer to shift, or we need to shift. I don't think you can tell it to. It's an end product, isn't it? It's not like a. Yeah, we can't tell that to actually go, can we? Fertilizer. No, we can. Yeah, fertilizer. It's fertilizer, so we can. It doesn't matter which fertilizer you can tell either. We can actually say, send that to distribute, so we can then switch it on one of our, or a few of them, distribute. And if we then go to our main pea silo and we go down to, yeah, I did do the carrot cake in this one. This was the one I did as the test. So I need to add my things to this, so then I can actually send them around. Yeah, that was a test, just to see, can I do it? Do I need to add it as a field type, or do I just have to mention it in my thing? And I just have to mention it. So, right, so we want fertilizer, and it is random. It's not in a. Yeah, I thought it was alphabetical, but it's not. It's like randomly, and I've missed it because I can't see. As in, like, you know, there's too much for me to concentrate on. And liquid fertilizer, chili pepper, flour, slurry. We've got to have fertilizer. Surely I've not forgotten fertilizer. I might have done. It's possible. I have forgotten a few things, and I've caught myself out like, oh, solid fertilizer. No. So we need to keep. But it also needs to be on, which I think we just did that already, and I'm like, yes, throwing myself a. So fertilizer. I've got to change the names on some of these. I've actually used the variable names rather than the. So oats. I think we'd already did it, but I'm just checking, because otherwise it's no good doing this at all if we haven't. Mineral feed. Fertilizer. Yeah, we haven't switched it on. Activate. So that's now calling the fertilizer. So really, if we go through till tomorrow morning, it should not only, it should make that once, then we need to change it. We do want to be 9 o'clock, and then we need to like switch the fertilizer on again. Or if we just done that, I'm confusing myself now. I'm a bit tired, if I'm honest. It's one of the, I had quite a busy day, and I always find Fridays, again, it's Friday off this today, and I was trying to make the most of it, but you still, I said this to my wife, as I've got older, I don't bounce back the same. I really don't. So, 11,099 production costs. Now, we do know that we do get some of these hammered for these sometimes. We really do, and I think a lot of it is for the fertilizer. Now, did we switch? We've got the mineral feeds. Did we stick? We now need to switch that off because it should have done its thing. We've got, so slurry is, yeah, nearly 240,000. So manure and slurry is now equal. Now we need to switch this one actually on, which I did switch off. Why did I switch it off? I don't know, but it's on now. So again, that I'd be interested to see what production costs we get from that. And also, let's see how well we have actually done. Let's do the animals first. Let's treat this. I am almost tempted, being as this is the totting up stage, almost to actually sell the cows and the chickens. Yeah, I think we will. Not again. It's no chickens. Oh, hang on. No, yeah, it's the living daylight. That's the way this does. Yeah, so let's actually sell this lot. Not because I am selling, aren't I? This is us. Chicken pasture 500. I always get confused. That's coming in. That's got to be going out. It's got to be, and it. So like, so that is the most. So let's sell those. Yep. Just makes it one step easier. I know, obviously, because otherwise it propagates itself. And as I've sort of shown, really, no, if we go like to the top, it just goes on and on forever, and it's an extra job that you really don't need to do, like at this particular time when all you're trying to do is concentrate on like the totting up stage, as I call it. So I just wanted to get this done because it may take quite a while. So we really don't need this on top of actually that. And also the eggs, as I say, are already like so 7 sell. Yes. Okay. Right. Fantastic. So that is done. Sell our herd, and again, this is a legit anyway. Really, we should do this on the totting up stage because you really should do that, really. And I very infrequently remember to do this. So 100, so 100 sell, quite a considerable amount. Fantastic. So that likewise is now empty. So it doesn't matter what we do. We don't need to like feed anything or anything. It's just the business of the Let's Play, just the cashing up. And also that was a legit thing that the business, if we were trying to, I wouldn't really sell them normally, you'd all know that. We would be staying here really. But this is a game, and like this is the way that you have to do it, really, isn't it? So how much have we gotten down to in our like super cannery? How much is that going up to? So 68,000, 86 pig food, 56, 50 odd. So it's almost, it isn't staying too terrible. And this one likewise is also doing quite well. Yeah, it is going up nicely. So in total, how much do we have left of all of the carrots and things like that? We have, it's the big amount, so we're looking for any carrots. 106. That seriously did ting it then. Oh, it is as well. Bread beet's down to 55,000 litres. Oh my life, I think we might actually... That seriously shows how powerful that is, and that is really useful. I was thinking as well, one thing I really did love, but it did break things sometimes, as another subscriber said on FS25 that he never used to use the update factory mode because it sometimes went wrong. Now I used it a lot and it didn't go wrong often, but it is true. I didn't put it down to that, but when he explained what happens, I thought, well, I've seen that a few times in Let's Plays. Occasionally it would go wrong and it would break things. So I thought, well, why can't I have an upgrade? I don't know if it's possible. If I can upgrade, like we can upgrade from a production just with a cost, which is just buying the extra equipment. And I wondered if it was a thing, and I might look into it. I'd have to like talk to someone like JM Gaming, who is a good modder and would actually know this. He also knows Black Sheep modding, so therefore, if I ask him very nicely, you might actually ask the master modder on like, how do I do this? Or I could ask on, Lambo might know as well. Lambo's very good at replying on his channel on YouTube, so I could ask Lambo too. Farmer Bob, I've asked quite a few things of him and he's usually responded. If anybody knows anything about placeables, it would be Farmer Bob. He is an absolute genius on that type of thing. So again, I think I might ask Farmer Bob is my go-to, really, that I would like ask first on that particular type of thing. If it was about a vehicle, I'd go to Lambo, definitely. So it is an option on if it's possible to do that. Right, anyway, back to the business in hand. I think if we go through till tomorrow now, that actually might pretty much mop things up, and the storages were not filled, and I think then at that point we pretty much sorted this out. Where, I mean, obviously the other thing that I'd forgotten that's taking that is the luxury desserts, which is also taking from that pool, and it is fairly ferocious too. Not as ferocious as the super cannery though, obviously. So 14,572 production costs. So I mean, it's costing us a lot, but then it's obviously doing a lot. So I really don't mind that it is. Let's have a quick look. Parsnips 61,000. Carrots 67,000 now. Green beans 66,000 now. Oats, it's gone down a little bit, but red beets 20. The red beets have gone down. It's just with this weirdness that I'm seeing on other Let's Plays that I'm really not liking. Let's have a look what the storage is like in everything. So that's nearly filled in the standard cannery. There's still a bit of room in some of these for most of them. The pig food, likewise, there's a lot of space. The super cannery has got a lot of room, so yeah, it has. But and it has still got quite a lot of carrots inside here. It's showing the spare carrot. So these, oh wow, that has got a lot of storage. I didn't realise I'd done all of the storage to that. It makes sense. It is a mighty beast. So right, okay. So I reckon perhaps another one, and we might actually sort of see things happen. Hopefully. It is seriously dinting it, and I would say it would take 2 or 3 months to fill the storage on the super. Even if the normal cannery gets filled, we should still be able to, although obviously at that point it's going to be stuck where it's got things in it and we need to free it up. So whatever it takes is whatever it's going to like. Yeah, so the production costs have gone down a little bit. Let's have a look. No, I keep pressing the wrong button. So then, let's have a look. Super cannery. No, it's a super cannery. Yeah, pig food is really high now, as you'd expect, which just prove it is doing its job properly. 114,000 litres of those. Parsnips 85, green beans 22, eggs 4, carrots 85. That is going down quite seriously. This has still got quite a lot, and green beans, parsnips. Still a few little bits on this. This is nearly filled, and it is filled with a triple broth. So we need to get rid of some more triple broth from the normal soup factory, which we shall push out quickly. As I said, whatever it takes, I just want this to like be done. Now the self-sufficiency, I should imagine the fertilizer is the minute weight is, wow, still 240,000. It is pushing it a lot. How much are we doing of that? I mean, if we like push that for a couple of, oh my life, it's pushing. Now this is a useful thing to that feature, which I did say was if like a brother production silo has got it on, it looks like it uses the others as additional storage. And I was also thinking about the nature of productions, and I was thinking, does it matter how far a production is away from itself? Because they can teleport stuff across the map because it's supposed to be your workers pushing things around. So does it matter that your productions are a long way off or not? But that does beg the question. On Rizu Forest revealed that actually it was multiplying stuff from inside. And the one misnomer on Rizu Forest was I'd got 3,000 litres of potatoes in normal storage next door. Now, I know that has affected things in the past. Again, if you've got your storage down before your production, you're all right. Now, I did do it that way, but it still begs the question, was that the real problem? So again, going forwards, I'm going to do a bit of testing on this. So, wow, look at the total at the bottom. That is phenomenal. I knew we'd blow that. This might blow out every single other Let's Play due to the choices we made with the canneries and that. So let's no, we need to like shift some stuff, don't we? Yeah, let's use the big one this time. We did use the other one last time, so let's just shove some stuff out of here. we'll do the green beans as well, and like we'll do this as well, because you can see all of it, so we just need to make a bit of room. Yeah, it's, I'm going to go to a time lapse because I want this to be the last session no matter what, so it's going to take whatever it takes. So I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. finally it. Boy, oh boy, I am so glad that these are 5,000 litre pallets. Can you imagine if these were 1,000 litre pallets, how many pallets we would have around us right now? And we would probably be hitting that object limit where you like start to drag. I've done it with trees when you've got loads and loads of trees chopped down each, so it really is. It was very timely for me to make 5,000 litre pallets, really. There's a lot of literage there, that is phenomenal. Right, so then that should show us that we've got an awful lot of space in the, all of the, not obviously not in the super cannon, we've not touched that, but that's only half full, so that's okay. But this one should really seriously, yeah, we literally, yeah, there's not even any sort of full ones. Pig food's still got half of that left. How about the pig food in that one? 70 odd tons. It's getting a little bit close. Can we tell? No, we can't. Pig food is a byproduct. It's not a, yeah, you can't tell the pig food. You're not making pig food. If you were making pig food, you could tell it to go away, but yeah, you're not. It's a byproduct, isn't it? So you can't do it. Right, so then let's go through till. Feels really weird not to have the animals to feed, really. No, it's still at 9 o'clock, but it doesn't really matter. I can't believe how many months we're having to go into this, and this is with a super. Yeah, I think this, it shows me the scale I've gone to on this particular farm. I can't remember, even on Rumba, although no, we did a lot of big, it was obviously more loose stuff than this, but yeah, we did biogas plants and all manner of things as well. 8,651 production costs. So how are we doing with what's left of, really we ought to look inside. Peas, parsnips. Oh, now they are seriously going down. Now the oats I'm not worried about. We're not really doing much. That is a point actually. What about the self-sufficiency? Weren't we doing oats in that, the mineral feed? So why is that not calling for the oats? Is it out of space? Ah, it'll be out of like other things. Digestate like. Aha. Yeah, so again, we're reaching to the end because obviously there's only a little tiny bit of slurry left. So really, there's very little we can do. I know we can muck around a little bit, but yeah, I'm not gonna go to that extent. We're gonna have all of these things that still got a value, even if intrinsically we could do a little bit better. So let's just switch that off because that's as best as we can do that with what we've got left now without buying any other stuff. So that's nearly at full. I'd imagine that's going to be filled next sort of time. How we're doing? This is getting a little less. Yeah, it is. It was hundreds. Now it's not. This one likewise. Yeah, 34. I think another 2 or 3 months we may have to do a little bit of pig food removal from the biggie. Yeah, we might have to do that. In fact, let's do it. Let's like not faff around. Let's grab the 50 tonner. Which I think is this one. I think, yes it is. Oh, it's a bit of a pea super. So let's grab the pig foot off 100 tons. Oh my life, now that is a real. Now this is the fog that comes with the moisture mod. Yeah, this is even more of a pea super than or can be a real pea super, more so than the base game now. So let's grab some pig food. And we'll just, yeah, we're not selling because there's no point. We can actually sort of see that the pig food has got a value. That's all we really need to know. So if we take 100,000 litres and stick that into one of the production silos, it'll still show. Look how thick that is. Wow, that is phenomenal. The only thing that is a little bit strange, I've never seen a fog work, but I suppose normally though, you would drive at this level, whereas obviously I can sort of like do that trick where you're going above the fog, where you can't do that in real life. So I suppose it isn't that because fog does tend to lie like that. So let's grab 2 lots of this. Yeah, we are very close though. We may as well actually sell it rather than stick it in there because its still value would be the same. So we may as well. It's as quick to unload to that sale point right next door than it would be to actually do it to that, really. Yes, I'm thinking how justified I am in like doing. I'm a bit far out. This is a little bit got to be quite sort of, yeah, it's a quite finite. It's quite a fine little, I might have to tweak it a little. It's a little bit too fine, I find, on some of the things. It is quite a major player. I'm so glad of on Riverbend Springs that I actually found that and realised what it was, looked inside it, and actually, yeah, the rest is history. Made it into a sale point. It was rather special. It's got some rather. It's taught me quite a lot about bonuses and the way that you can actually make things work. It was quite a complex. I took some of the coding off because I didn't want it to do what it had done before, but it was interesting to see how it was coded. Yeah, basically it had a limit of if you sold so much, I think it was 50,000 litres, it would like stop you selling any more for at least 2 more months before it would start to like, yeah, it was almost like it had a limit, and I quite like that. Obviously we're treating it as a little bit different because we're marketing ourselves, so there is no limit, but yeah, I can actually see the logic and the sense in what was actually done. So yeah, the only question mark I've got really now on this one so far that I've seen, but it sort of now has raised that question about sort of cheating, as in the game cheating, not me personally, cheating, and how do you sort of deal with that? Because how can you treat the game as, I mean, it should be obviously a game that's programmed correctly, its mathematics would be spot on, but like if it's not coded right and you see the errors that we saw in Rizu Forest caused by game glitches, then it's sort of like, well, how accurate is your let's play? That's really quite a biggie. Yeah, I think this is going to knock out at the ballpark any other FS25 let's play. It really is. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Again, bigger fields, but not massive. I mean, we weren't on this for that long. I mean, the luxury desserts, the prices on those are really very good. But then again, they would be. They are luxury desserts. I've gone on par with pretty much cakes, because it is really using a process that is as exhaustive as the cake. So again, that was my baseline, and it's really is a warranted, I think. Let's go through one more month and see what we see. Yeah, this has been one of the longest, although no, Rizu Forest in the end ended up being like about 3 sessions. And it was that really made me realise I needed a super on this. It does seem quite, it's weird when you call, it's a soup factory and you keep saying super. It is really, yeah, it's sort of quite a, no, that's not what we want. Now then, let's see, how are we doing on everything? So, pig food still, wow. That's the normal cannery though now. So the super cannery is still going high. It's yeah, another couple of months. Wow, that is amazing. So how much are we getting in the... Now this is getting a little bit seriously lower. It is. Now, obviously the other thing is that we are going to be running out of butter at some point. We're lucky at the minute because obviously we're not producing any more honey. The bees are still busy. But like the butter, when it runs out, we're finished. But I mean, you see the carrots on the luxury desserts. Yeah, it still is. There's a lot of stuff still in everything, isn't there, really? I mean, we did have hundreds of thousands of litres. But it is, for the main, actually coming down now. You can see these aren't being replenished. So really, I think another couple of months, which I said a couple of months ago, and actually I think we might be about there, but we need to check there was no out of space things, and that we did seem to have plenty of butter. I can't believe how many luxury desserts I was like, I thought it was never going to end, and it's a good place to be, but obviously as a human you're like thinking, oh my life, and these are 5,000 litre pallets. Yeah, the production costs are still high every single time. So aha, that's looking a little bit peas, spinach. So there's a certain ones of these that can still make, but certain ones that you can't now. Yeah, the other thing is this has got green beans in it, I know we could do that, couldn't we, really? We've never did do that. What does it need? Just the green beans that it's actually got in. Now, we never put the green beans in there. This is another question, isn't it? Where, or did we? And I haven't, like... It's true. I never really sort of... So let's put the green beans on that one too. No, that one. No, that's the one we did do. It's this one. Right, okay, so that's, again, carrots 11,000, that's nearly done, 25,000, 11, 20, peas, well, we didn't do the canned peas, did we? And has that got peas? It has, yeah, we didn't do the canned peas on that one either. Why is that not, it is now, right, fantastic, so we should really be something like actually knocking this on the head. Spinach. What does we do with spinach? Why has it got spinach in here? That's why. It's so really, it's replenishing things, even if you don't call for it. That's a little bit, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like it's preemptively sticking things in. If your thing has got something in, it's not needing to be activated. Now, maybe that's by design, but it can have, as we have seen, some unwanted effects, but this doesn't seem to be having any multiplication glitches, apart from the eggs that we definitely know that was not accurate. But apart from that, everything else seems to be actually fine. So, yeah, we are really definitely coming to an end with what we're seeing. So, yeah, butter's still okay. Carrots, eggs. We should have loads of eggs according to the thing. So the green beans, honey, oats that's going down now. Parsnips quite a lot, peas, a little bit red beet, spinach. So there's going to be a bit. Now the spinach and banana muffins are nearly filled. Have we got much spinach left? We have quite a bit. So we need to grab some more out of that again. Gordon Bennett. So yeah, we need to like make some space again. We're going to time lapse this? No, I think we will just shouldn't take too long, he says. He says so, yeah, confidently. I did say whatever it would take, so this may be a bit of a long one for us all. Parsnips. Yeah, there's certainly plenty in here again, so. Is going to move you because I think we're going to put some around in this area because it's safe. It's less far to go. I'm just thinking of, obviously, I really want to make this as nice as possible. It's a good job the time-saving stock check can now work out what you've actually got without it being inside or in a. Yeah, you used to not be able to do this, but obviously. There's a lot of very clever modders who are doing the lure modding. It's an area that the scripting side that I'd like to. I did have a bit of a dabble a few weeks back, and it was a real crash and burn moment. I spent a whole evening with Copilot assisting with coding to try to build it based upon other ones, and it was a total crash and burn moment. So yeah, it was one of those. Not saying I wouldn't have another go, but I've got plenty more other mods to go at without like wasting my time like an entire evening on something like that. But it was worth it. I wanted to switch on the zone markers and off. I've got the variable for it, but I just can't see. And it's really should be quite an easy one to do. So whether it's something that Giants have not allowed in FS, but it is a variable, so you should be able to switch it on and off. As simple as that. It's just I must be doing it wrongly. And say Copilot, or was it Gemini? One of them was obviously trying to assist with the coding, and it did all look quite accurate, the lines of code in comparison to the other people, so I don't know why it wasn't working. So I've tried it multiple times. I might have another look, but say there's just I've got a lot more to do that really, yeah, I really want to get I'm very close now with my flatbeds, very close to it being finished, and that's been a process that's gone on for absolutely quite a few months now, so I really am looking forward to that being a finished product. And then I really want to move on to a proper trailer, and I'm going to take now that looks a bit, oh no it doesn't, kept doing that to me before. I kept thinking, oh, we're done, and then like it would like pop more and more. Yeah, it's there was a lot in there. Those 70 odd tons, which is 14 just for that one thing of the. Or is it? Am I actually getting this mixed up with the? Let's have a look at the. No, it was the luxury goods. There's one of them. The one at the spinach and banana, and we're still not to it. So we're nearly though. We've got everything else has gone. So we must be getting close to it now. So really, what is popping now should be the spinach and or is it not actually working? Are we getting any errors? No, it's not saying it. Oh, have I told it to keep? Oh, I have. Ah, you wally. No, we don't want to do it that way, do we? We just want to like tell it to spawn the one that's left. So here was me thinking I'd done so terribly well, and actually there's loads of it because we never shifted it last time. So it should now come out. Wasn't I was thinking it was like we were going backwards and it was like not working like before. Yay, fantastic. Yeah, so Louisiana, likewise, that one is going to be a big one. But again, it's broken at the minute. It literally broke about the same time as the update. I think it was just after precision farming. I went on one session, went on a couple of days later, and it was just not a single building would spawn, which to me, I know with the way that we do the productions, it starts at a certain point. Now, if it doesn't go any further than the start point, it won't carry on. So it was almost like it said something about something being under the water level or something like that. And I thought, has something changed? Because there were water tables being drawn on every single map. Right, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Wow, I've got to be honest, I've never seen so many boxes, and bearing in mind each one is 5,000 litres, that is quite impressive. So really that should now be, there's only the pig food left in that one, and pig food, we could probably do one more day on that one. We are getting lower on this. Obviously we switched the green beans and that lot on, and the peas and all that, so hopefully between the two we should pretty much... Yes, there should be about enough space in that. Wow, this is seriously bad in a good way. Yeah, it really is tremendous. I think I've got to be honest, I think this pips anything I've done. And it's sort of come from nowhere. I didn't really expect... I mean, I knew we'd done well. I knew we'd got hundreds of tons. We must have had 1 million litres, but I've had that before on other Let's Plays. Not Rombos, Vouillet Normandy, we had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of all of them, like 400,000 or 500,000 carrots. Not obviously the spinach and that's new, but let's have a look. How are we doing? Now that's looking fairly decent. So the soup has cleared everything. There's nothing left in there at all. And this cannery has a bit of carrot. Oh, it really is. One more month and I think this will have cleared everything. So luxury desserts has got a bit of carrots and that left, but it's out of everything else. Right, okay. So we can't carry on with this. The butter's there and everything else, but there's no flour left. I know we could top it up, but I'm just going to like call it that. We could go on forever. Each thing has still got an intrinsic value. And we could go on a little bit. Let's go one more month to just try to do like as much as we possibly can, and I think we'll leave it at that point, because you could sort of, I've always said this, you could always go on that little tiny bit more. For perfection, you're talking, yeah, I'm near enough. I know everything has still got brass tacks value, even the actual carrots, every last thing has got, obviously we all know it's worth more if you do it the other way. So there's a few spinach left, definitely eggs, green beans a bit of spinach, yeah, as we said, and this one should have, yeah, it's nothing other than the carrots and the eggs, so yeah, that's good. Pig food, nearly filled it. Pig food, it did fill it, so that probably is also why it can't get down the last little bit, because it really will be out of space. So yeah, I'm sure if we visited properly. Luxury desserts, yeah, it has got quite a bit left in it, but that's again because of the flour. So again, each one of those has got an intrinsic value, so it's still not, we're not cheating or anything. So how well did we actually do when everything within is sort of sold? I think we're going to literally see a figure that I've not on hard economy, is what I'm actually sort of saying as well. So you've got to remember that we're adding 50% off, because we would be selling all of these at our own self-marketing, which gives us a 50% bonus. So that is 9. If we just like say 9, it would be like 3. Yeah, we'll just call it 3. It's easier. So that's 9,101,000. 9,812,000. Wow. And the value of our fields, which is 272, 372, 420, 420, call it 5, and 650. So I've forgotten how much I said now. So add 650 to that. That is phenomenal. It really is. So we can do it. It's easily enough to done. We'll just actually go straight back to this. So it is 9 million. 10. It's about 11 million. That on hard economy that would be 22 million. And that there are very few maps other than perhaps Rhombos that actually did do that kind of thing, and we've mainly done that through vegetables and obviously vegetable products, obviously. But yeah, so that has knocked out of the ballpark every single other Let's Play, and this hasn't run for that long. It's just what we actually did, so quite amazing. Obviously there's a little, so probably 200,000 or 300,000 that is got a question mark, but really even that, it's only a little minor thing, really, as in like it's not that much. I mean, I don't like inaccuracies, but c'est la vie, really. It's, yeah, I think other than the eggs, I couldn't see anything terrible that was really that far out. I mean, I've got to be honest, that is absolutely amazing. So massive shout out to TaylorFarms. It's a beautiful map, and I do love, I've got to be honest, one thing I'm going to state, it might be a traditional American map, as I said, but just like sort of show if we can jump into this person's garden. I know you wouldn't do it in real life. Just look at that. Just look at the depths the TaylorFarms has gone to on the little tiny details inside and outside of the buildings. And I know a lot of modders do certain things like that, but this really is, I mean, absolutely amazing with the tiny little details to just make this look realistic. It really is quite amazing. Yeah, I just think it is Really, they have gone the extra mile. It is absolutely phenomenal. It really has been a pleasure to play on this, and I'm so glad that I came back to Frankenmuth to actually, because I really did want to. It's just that, yeah, commitments and all the rest of it sort of like got. But we've done it. We did it, and it's for that it has. We have beaten all other records on FS25 on hard economy. So yeah, this is setting a new record. About 10 million, 9 odd million. No, it is. It's about 10 million, including the land. Obviously, I'm not including the buildings and things like that, but they do have an intrinsic value. So I would say about 10 million. That's phenomenal. It is. I'm going to check in editing as well. If I'm wrong, I shall put up on the screen what it really is when I actually go through it again, in case I forget, because I'm tired and you tend to like miss things and be sort of like making silly mistakes. So yeah, so we are moving on a pace. I'm very glad, and I will be doing this more and more as I go on with all of those productions that I'm going to use a lot, including some of the key greenhouses that I use a lot. Going to be using 5,000 litre pallets. Now I do this, I've got lots of the mods, sugar and all those. The sugar's got 7,000 litre pallets because sugar is so intensively big. And I could, of course, if I really wished, I don't want to go too silly, but I could do the same for these. I could put these at 7,000 litre pallets instead of 5. But I'm just going on what the FS22 mod was, the 5,000 litre pallets. I think that's not a bad place to leave it. You could like go 10,000 litres, 20, whatever you wanted. But I just think that's it's not a bad place to be. 5 times the standard pallet in one without it getting too silly. So yes, massive shout out to TaylorFarms for a fantastic map. Thoroughly enjoyed my time on it. It was almost, I did look at how many episodes we had got done. It was well over half a full Let's Play. Well over. And I don't think that was including the original episodes. So including the original episodes that just didn't feel quite right, we were approaching a full Let's Play. So I'm quite pleased that we did it justice, I think, in the end, and that it blew out of every other map that we've done so far on FS25. It's blown out of the water. So yeah, I'm very happy that we did that on Frankenmuth. So for the last time on this map, all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on other journeys, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.